everybody, welcome to day 2 of Pinktober. So the prompt for today is to have you guys help us design a new OC. I was inspired to make this a prompt for Pinktober by Lavender Town's video where she has her fans help her design a new OC. She's a really cool artist YouTuber, you guys should check her out. But anyways, her video inspired us to have a series of polls on our community page, providing you guys with a way to help us decide all these different little things that led us to the characters that you helped us design today. So the first question we asked you guys was, what should the gender be of the main character in the artwork? And 81% of you guys said female. The next question really surprised me and made this artwork take a total turn in a direction I would have never expected. And that question was, what animal should the OC be? I thought for sure you guys would choose cats or maybe a fox, but actually, you guys ended up 70% of you wanted a wildcat. And so I was like, okay, a wildcat? Like a lion, tiger, leopard, and ocelot? But nope, those didn't get very many votes. You guys wanted a lynx. So that's the direction that we went in. So now that we knew that you guys wanted to see a lynx OC, we asked what color should her fur be, and you guys wanted gray. And then we continued planning with her and asked what emotion/facial expression should she have, and you guys wanted her to be happy, wanted her to have good things in life, so 72% said happy, so we ended up with a happy expression. And they were like, well, if she's happy, then maybe she shouldn't be out by herself, I don't know. So we asked what should be the scene that we're drawing for her, and you guys wanted to see a cute scene with her playing with her kits. And for the environment/season behind her, you guys decided summer by a river. And Rachel and I thought because they're lynxes and they kind of live more out in the forest, we'd want to have some pretty snow-capped mountains in the background, even if it's summer, just to add the beauty of the background in the wilderness. Because these are lynxes, and they probably live in a much different environment than normal warrior cats, so let's take advantage of that. Next, we asked what color should our lynx OC's eyes be, and you guys said 2 different colors. This is kind of an iconic thing I see with people's OCs all the time, the 2 different eye colors, heterochromia. And so we thought, because our lynx girl is gonna be playing with her kids, maybe she should have her mate in the background too? And so we asked, and 93% of you said yes, so you guys didn't want her to be single with her kids. You wanted her to have her beautiful mate with her. So then we said, okay, so odd eyes for the lynx? What colors do you want? The top voted one was blue and brown, and the second top voted was blue and green. So we decided to go with blue and brown for the female and blue and green for the male. And since we now have this manly lynx in our drawing now, we need to figure out what his fur color is going to be. And you guys wanted his fur to be white. And then Rachel and I were like, okay, well, it seems pretty realistic so far. Let's just be sure that they don't want it to have fantasy elements like having these lynx have wings or something. But no, you guys wanted it to stay realistic, so we did. Next, we asked how many lynx kits should the OCs have, and you guys voted 3. Next, we asked for name suggestions for our lovely Lynx family, and you guys came through! We got over 300 comments of name suggestions. Thank you guys so much! So the names for our lovely Lynx OC characters are Aspen for the gray mother lynx, Blitz for the white father lynx, Amari for the white female lynx kit, Jasper for the brown lynx kit, and Jinx the lynx for the black boy kit. I love that. Their names are all so cute. Lastly, we're just clarifying a few details like what should be the poses, and you guys decided the mother lynx should be laying and the kids should be play fighting, and that the time of day for the artwork would be sunrise. Finally, Rachel and I were like, well, since there's not any fantasy elements, maybe these OCs are meant to have some scars? And so we asked, and you guys said, yes, scars! And so we gave them some scars so they would look like tough, edgy lynxes. And I thought and remembered, a lot of people have OCs that have blind eyes, so maybe the father lynx should have a blind eye, since he's gonna have scars anyways. And you guys agreed, and said yes, he should be blind. But that doesn't stop him from being happy and taking good care of his kits. Very last of all, I asked you guys for a backstory for these OCs. And Everlyn Anderson gave a really good backstory for these guys. So her idea for a backstory was that Aspen, the mother, was in a sanctuary for big cats when she found a way to escape. She'd always been careful and wary because she didn't want to be captured again. But then, several years later, she found herself gazing upon another Lynx, Blitz, and he was getting captured by the people that used to care for her at the sanctuary. She helped him escape, and they helped each other get through many hard seasons to come, fighting off enemies and building a life together. And eventually, they had their 3 kits, Amari, Jasper, and Jinx. And that's their backstory! Oh, that's so cute! I really like the idea of them coming from a sanctuary of cats, because I think that's the only time I've ever really seen lynxes is at like a zoo or a sanctuary for cats. So now, while Rachel's finishing up this artwork, let's jump over to the book we've been reading for Pinktober, Ravenpaw's Farewell. So we started the book yesterday, and now I'm going to be continuing it. They sprang down the stacked hay to where Barley had hid the remains of the pigeon that he'd caught the day before. Ravenpaw wasn't hungry. His belly felt strangely full. But he picked at a wing when he felt Barley's gaze boring into his pelt. When Barley had finished cleaning his whiskers, they slipped through a hole in the wall and padded through the long grass that grew beside the barn. The rain had stopped, and the clouds were thinning to reveal slender strips of blue. Barley paused at the edge of a stretch of pale stone. Faint barks were coming from one of the fields beyond the two-leg den, suggesting that the dogs were far away. So the cats trotted across the stone and plunged into the hedge. Barley led the way, his big paws leaving prints in the damp earth. Ravenpaw tried to put his feet in the same imprints, but Barley's legs were longer than his, and he had to trot to keep up. A few cows lifted their heads and watched the cats cross the field. Ravenpaw had been scared of the huge black and white creatures at first, but now he regarded them with a sort of affection. He was so used to seeing them around. They almost felt like his clanmates. For a moment, he was back in his dream, standing on top of the sunning rocks and looking down over the forest where he'd been born. I wonder where Firestar and Graystripe are now. It had been a long, long time since they were apprentices together. When Ravenpaw had first left ThunderClan, they had visited him sometimes. But then Firestar had led all 4 clans out of the forest when the giant Thunderpath came. Graystripe had disappeared before that, stolen by Two-Legs. After the clans had gone, Ravenpaw had seen Graystripe once, escaped from the Two-Legs and looking for ThunderClan. He'd pointed him in the direction they'd gone. He hoped Graystripe had found them. Ravenpaw shivered. Wherever you are, I hope you are safe, well-fed, and at peace. May StarClan light your path always. Come on! Barley bounded back to him. Let's check that tunnel that isn't flooded. The Thunderpath was much broader than it had been when Ravenpaw had first crossed it as an apprentice. The hill on the far side had been gorged out, leaving huge scars in the earth. Even this close to dawn, the Thunderpath teemed like a river of gleaming fish, with monsters growling up and down. It was too wide for cats to cross. So, instead, Barley and Ravenpaw used a narrow tunnel that ran underneath. It was dark and damp, just big enough for a badger to squeeze through. Mercifully, Ravenpaw hadn't come face to face with one of those in the narrow space. The tunnel did sometimes fill with water after a heavy rain, but today there was nothing more than a muddy trickle running along the bottom. Taking a deep breath, Barley plunged in. Ravenpaw gritted his teeth and followed, hating the way the tunnel wrapped around him. The air thrembled with the noise of monsters overhead, and it was impossible to think of anything but pressing forward to the cold, clean air on the other side. Ravenpaw burst out at a run and almost crashed into Barley. They were at the edge of a wall of dense brambles. There was no way through. Instead, they had to creep along the edge, following the land as it rose steeply along the Thunderpath. The earth had been ripped away here to make way for the new stone path, and the broad sweep of the moor had become a sheer cliff that echoed with the roar of monsters. Ears flattened against his head, Ravenpaw set off up the slope. The noise faded a little as he scrambled up to the top of the cliff, where a strip of short, wind-blown grass led down to the trees. The breeze was stronger up here, tugging at Ravenpaw's black fur. Familiar scents filled his mouth, bringing memories tumbling into his mind. The ravine! Gatherings! The scent of the medicine cat's den. Training with Tigerclaw. Ravenpaw shook himself. There was a reason why he had left the forest. Alright guys, well that's where we're going to be stopping our reading for Ravenpaw's Farewell today. You guys will have to tune into the next speed paint to see how his story continues. Let's check out the final artwork of our new Lynx OCs. Wow, Rachel, can you believe that? Lynxes? I thought it would be a cat. Did you ever imagine it would be the lynxes?
No, that's why it's so cool that you guys helped us make this, because I would have never been creative enough to think of lynxes. Also, all this variety of lynxes, they're so cool.
Yeah, great job everybody for helping us out. Which one's your favorite, Rachel?
My favorite would be the daddy. He's got such cool scars. I bet he got all those scars defending his mama and the kids.
Yeah, Blitz, he looks awesome. I just want to say thank you guys once again for helping us come up with these super awesome Lynx OCs. I hope over on Amino that you guys had lots of fun designing your own OCs as well. On the screen right now, we have 10 newly designed OCs from over on Amino. Wow, you guys are so creative. If you guys need any help coming up with a backstory or details about your OCs, then be sure to check out our group over on Amino. That's a help chat that helps with stuff like that. It's called the Character Development Crew. It's full of super helpful and creative people that can help you design your own OC, whether it be design details or helping you come up with a backstory. Well, I hope you guys will join my Amino and take part in Pinktober. Be sure to use the hashtag Pinktober2020. Can't wait to see what OCs you guys come up with. Until next time, bye-bye!